everyone met up in the committee room the next morning. Aoi was the only no-show. Given what happened yesterday, she was reasonably cranky. Akari began by thanking and apologizing to everyone for what had happened, then elaborated in full on the details of our investigation and the encounter with the fake Ura in the caverns.
なるほど、そんなことがあったのか。ですが、洞窟の奥に秘宝はなかったんですよね。
はい、あったかもしれないって痕跡だけで秘宝自体はありませんでした。
あの洞窟は西園寺家がすでに調査を行っている。何も隠されてはいない。
あ、やっぱりそうだったんですか。
言ってくれれば教えて差し上げましたのに。スタンドプレーはよくありませんよ。
ごめんなさい。
まあ、あかりちゃんの気持ちはわからなくはありませんけどね。調査を理由にケイスケ君と二人っきりになりたかった。そうですよね。穴の底であんなにぴったりと寄り添っていたくらいです。お二人はやはり相思相愛なんですよね。違います。
Come on, we already told you! We were going to catch coals, and that's all there was to it. It was out of necessity.
あらあら、本当ですか、ケイスケ君。あかりちゃんを抱っこして嬉しくなかったんですか？
No, I was happy. It was a man's most cherished desire.
ケイスケ
Ow, ow! Come on, cut it out!
エッチ、ケイスケのエッチ、もう
What do you want from me? I'm still a guy.
だが適切な判断だったな。いつ助けが来るかわからない状況なら体力の温存が最終的に生死を分けることもある。浦部はあの場でできる最善の方法を取ったと言えるだろう。素人にしてはよくやった。
まあそうかもしれませんけど、確かにすごく暖かかったですけど。
ケイスケさん、あかりちゃんを守ってくれて本当にありがとうございました。これからもよろしくお願いします。
You bet! She's my partner and we are always together. Isn't that right, Akari?
あらあら、あかりちゃんたらすっかり恋する乙女モードに。
そんな、私はそんなんじゃなくて、大事な相棒ですし、それに
ケイスケ君にギュッてされてメロメロにされちゃったんですね。
It was incredible how shy Akari could be, but she was probably feeling self-conscious. In reality, we did have a pretty good mood going yesterday. Whoops, I bet I had one hell of a grin on my face right now. Let's call that good for now. Anyway, I've got more to report, right, Akari?
調査は結局空振りだったんじゃないのかい？
確かに調査は空振りだったけど、その代わり別のお宝を見つけたのよ。
Having pulled herself together, Akari pulled the book the fake Ura had dropped out of her bag.
それはこれずいぶん古い文献みたいだけど、どこで見つけたの？
店裏が落としていったのを拾ったのよ。
ちょっと見せて。
Kana's eyes sparkled as she excitedly flipped through the pages.
あかりちゃん、これは大発見かも。ざっと見た感じ、この本には秘宝に関する情報が書かれてるみたい。
でしょ？
本当にすごい。秘宝の名前や効能まで書いてあります。私の知らない秘宝についての情報も載ってるみたいです。
なるほど。偽浦はこの目録をもとに島に眠る秘宝を探していたわけだね。
確かにこれは大発見ですね。やりましたね、あかりちゃん。
命がけで回収した甲斐がありました。
Don't get carried away, idiot. Nothing is worth risking your life over. Akari snorted and proudly puffed out her chest. I gently plopped my fist down on the back of her head.
しかし書かれている内容が本当ならこの本をニセウラさんが放っておくわけありませんね。
はい、ニセウラはこの本を取り返しに来ると思います。でも向こうから来てくれるならむしろ好都合です。
この目録には御三家も存在を知らない未知の秘宝について書かれている可能性があります。情報をうまく引き出せればニセウラさんより先に秘宝を回収したり罠を張ることだってできると思います。
確かにそうね。ねえ、今後の行動なんだけれど、パトロールはしばらく忍者さんたちに任せて、みんなはこの本の解読を手伝ってくれない？ニセウラは必ず本を奪い返しに来る。なら主戦力はこの本の近くに置いておきたい。それにカナの言う通りこの本を調べればニセウラに対して大きなアドバンテージを得られると思うしね。
やる！私やるよ！やります！
Kana was breathing quite heavily and seemed excited at the prospect of potentially discovering unknown mystic treasures.
僕も問題ないよ。面白そうだし喜んで手伝わせてもらおう。
それでしたらここで合宿しませんか？ゴールデンウィークで学園もお休みですし。
それはいかん。乙女と浦部を一つ屋根の下で寝泊まりさせるなど許可できん。
お兄様、発想が下劣です。
下劣？
ケイスケ君はそんな人じゃありませんね。あかりちゃん。
はい、ケイスケはすごく優しくしてくれますよ。
ですってね。よろしいですよね、お兄様。
好きにするがいい。
ありがとうございます、お兄様。
Amazing! She managed to convince the Tamahiko-sensei. Senpai could be terrifying sometimes. In overnight training camp, the only experience I had with that sort of thing were school festivals, but working together toward a single goal sounded exciting. When do you want to start the training camp?
あかりちゃん次第でしょうか。
そうですね。もともとゴールデンウィークも秘宝の調査をするつもりでスケジュール立ててましたし。
なら今日からやりましょう。そうしましょう。
かなったら。
It was rare for Kana to be so assertive. That just showed how excited she was to learn about these unknown mystic treasures. Naturally, I was interested in them as the Phantom Thief Ura.
クレハちゃんはどうしますか？
私も一応ここの一員だ。興味がないわけではないし参加しよう。
では葵ちゃんへの連絡をお願いしますね。
それは変態がやればいいだろう。
実は昨日葵ちゃんはあかりちゃんとケイスケくんの決定的瞬間を目撃してしまいまして。
また血は喧嘩の尻拭いか。まったく連絡してあるが期待するなよ。
Good. Well, I could probably reach out to her myself in the worst case scenario. If I didn't tell Aoi about such an important event, then that would only set her off further.
じゃあ一度解散。お泊まりの準備をしてお昼過ぎに集合しましょう。みんな頑張りましょうね。
We all shouted in unison to Akari's order. Do our best, a phrase I never would have heard out of Akari's mouth just a short time ago. Later, we prepared an overnight bag with clothes, toiletries, and so forth, and reassembled in the committee room. Akari put Kana, who was now used to examining these sorts of texts, in charge, and divided us up into teams to perform analysis and miscellaneous jobs. And Aoi, who accepted Korea's call, actually showed up for better or worse.
前の口実を立てるとは許すまじ。
She participated in the training camp and was worked up in an entirely different way from the rest of us. Had my little sister tossed me aside and left for parts unknown? After a series of events, 3 days had gone by since our training camp began. What? It's already been 3 days? Why haven't we seen any of it? I guess nothing interesting happened, huh?
兄様、この資料の解析をお願いします。さっき出てきた秘宝の件と関連してるかもしれません。
あ、わかった。
乙女先輩はこちらの資料を。クレハちゃん、手伝ってあげてください。任せてください。クレハちゃん、お願いします。あ。
I'd expect nothing less from a ruins enthusiast like Kana. She was delegating one task after another and was really in her element. However, if you were to ask how my beloved little sister was doing...
何お兄ちゃん、作業の邪魔なんだけど。
Nothing. She was in as snippy a mood as ever, but she was reviewing her assigned texts at the same breakneck speed as Kana. Aoi had always been my backup, and she was the one in charge of the mentally intensive work. Research and the like, especially when it was related to historical sites or ancient manuscripts, was her forte. Despite her grumpy attitude, Aoi was an extremely trustworthy partner.
みんな、お疲れ。飲み物買ってきたわ。
Oh, thank you. I took a bottle of green tea from Akari and chugged it straight down. The chill as it went down my throat felt wonderful. I'd love to get my hands on some booze right about now, but that wouldn't be possible due to present company. Everyone took their respective beverages from Akari, but were too immersed in their work to take a drink. Talk about dedication.
相変わらず夢中ね、カナたちは。
Yeah, it would be pretty interesting if they happened to find a mystic treasure because of it.
まあ実際望みは薄いでしょうね。秘宝のほとんどは御三家が回収してるわけだし。
It would be reassuring to not find any too. That would mean there was nothing left to steal.
そうね。あ、ついでに桃の飴も買ってきたんだけど、舐める？
Sure, let me add it. When I took the candy from Akari,
お兄ちゃん、真面目にやろうね。
Aoi shot me an intense glare. I'm gonna go grab something. One sec.
え、飲み物なら今買ってきたばかり。
Be right back. So scary. Aoi was freaking scary. Better make a strategic retreat for now. Guess I had no choice. Maybe I should treat Aoi to one of her favorite blueberry tarts or something to put her back in a good mood.
あら、もうこんな時間ですか。
Senpai tapped the documents on the table to even them out and stared out the window. That was when I noticed it was already 4 o'clock. Time felt like it was flying by these past few days. Keisuke eventually returned after making a quick getaway earlier. I guess this scene is from someone else's perspective, huh? Probably Akari's.
お腹空いてきた。そろそろお夕飯の支度をしましょうか。
あ、それなら今日は私がやります。
I offered and stood from my seat.
あら、よろしいのですか。
はい、先輩方は作業を続けててください。
はあ、ケイスケくんに手料理を食べさせたいんですね。わかります。
なんですと？ からもうどうしてそうなるんですか？
My cheeks were on fire. Otome-senpai and Kana had been using Keisuke as a pretext to tease me over everything lately. It's not like I had any ulterior motives when I offered to cook either. I just wanted everyone to keep making progress on their work. That was it. But Keisuke would eat it if I cooked it.
お夕飯は私が作ります。あかりさんはおとなしく作業しててください。でも悪いし怪しい。食い下がるところが怪しい。前々から怪しいと思ってたけど、あかりさんお兄ちゃんラブでしょ。スイトルトでしょ。
Like him.
いや、否定しないところがなおさら怪しい。ケイスケは何でも美味しい美味しいって食べてくれるし、作りがいがあるから。
If that's all there was to it, then why was my heart beating so fast?
赤くなった。ほっぺた赤くなった。そんなことないもん。瞳をうるうるさせちゃって。これは完全に恋する乙女の目だよ。葵ちゃんにはわかるんだから。そうなのかな。
That was apparently how I looked in Aoi-chan's eyes. Because of Keisuke, my cheeks were on fire and my heart was pounding.
やっぱり私ケイスケを。
I whispered to myself. It was warm, yet suffocating.
あらあらあら、これは
やっぱりお兄ちゃんは餌付けする気だ。晩ご飯は私が作る。でもそこさっきからうるさいですよ。葵ちゃん、お願いしていた資料の翻訳はできてますか？
Oh, Kana's actually kinda angry. That's rare.
まだです。なら早くしてください。作業が進められないじゃないですか。すみません隊長。それとお夕飯の支度はあかりちゃんに任せます。いいですね。でもメギツネが私のお兄ちゃんは餌付けしようと。聞こえませんでしたか？お願いしていた作業をしっかりこなしてくださいって言っているんです。
Oh?
言うことを聞かない悪い子はわらわが可愛がってやるぞ。
What does she mean by that?
口調がちょっぴり変わってるし怖いです。カナさんが怖いです。
葵ちゃん、こうなったかなちゃんは怖いですよ。ここはおとなしく従った方がいいです。
あかりさん覚えててくださいね。あかりちゃん。何？
晩ご飯期待してるね。
じゃあ私も買い出しに行ってきます。
It was embarrassing having everyone see me with flushed cheeks, so I bolted out of the room as fast as I could. The evening breeze cooled my fiery cheeks, and my heartbeat had gradually returned to normal. Now then, what to do about dinner? Keisuke seemed pretty agreeable, but I wondered if there was a dish he really liked to eat. Oh, Akari?
ケイスケ。
My heart had finally calmed down, but now it was pounding so hard that I thought it would pop right out of my chest. Additionally, I could feel my face grow hot. Yup, I'm Keisuke alright. Did I scare you? You practically yelled my name.
いや、なんでもない。
Did I say something weird, or do you have a fever?
熱なんてないから。
What are you getting so flustered for?
ほんとなんでもない。いきなり話しかけられてびっくりしただけだから。
You sound awfully shaken up, though. Well, whatever. So, where are you headed?
晩ご飯の買い物に。
Oh, want me to tag along? I'd imagine the bags will be pretty heavy with how much you'll need to cook. Keisuke sure was nice, but having him join me right now would be a problem, a huge problem.
平気。それより葵ちゃんがお冠だったから弁明するなら早い方がいいんじゃないかな。
Duh, I hope this cheers her up a little, but yeah, heading back would probably be a wise choice. Keisuke replied and held out a bag. Did he buy something for Aoi-chan? Well, call me anytime if you need help.
ありがとう。
Every kind gesture of his was making my heart pound even harder. Yeah, okay, see you later.
また。
Maybe this feeling really was what Aoi-chan described. I might be in love with Keisuke. I returned to the club room with a blueberry tart in tow, but my beloved sister was even more pissy than usual. I handed over the tart in an attempt to pacify her and rushed to take cover over by the window. All I wanted to do was to decipher texts until Akari returned, but Aoi's gaze was so intense I wondered if laser beams would spew out of her eye sockets. Oh boy. I messed around on my phone out of boredom and watched the sky gradually grow dark. In the end, I never did get a call from Akari.
ただいま。すぐ晩ご飯作るから。
Around sunset, Akari came back with several large bags in both hands.
お疲れ様です。少し手伝いましょうか。
あ、いいですいいです。作業の方進めててください。
そうですか。わかりました。ではお願いしますね。
はい。じゃあ家庭科室借りますね。
A little while later, the faint yet delicious aroma of curry drifted through the air.
今日はカレーか。
Smells great, even more so when you are already hungry. You can't help but think, are you trying to kill me? When you get a whiff of something this great though.
ああ、わかるわかる。
The second I said that, this happens.
ケイスケくんったら。あ、そうだ。あとどれくらいでできるか、あかりちゃんに聞いてきてもらえます？
Oh sure, no problem. The strong scent of curry filled my nostrils the moment I walked out in the hall. My stomach growled and pleaded with me in response. Wait, was that Kureha? Why was she peeking into the home ec room? I got it. Hey Kureha, did you follow your nose here too?
うるさい。お前と一緒にするな。
Oh boy. Kureha shot that sharp remark straight at me. Kureha sure was strange. She could just ask Akari directly if she was that curious about the curry. With that said, I was curious what was happening on the other side of the door. I peeked discreetly through the gap in the door and saw...
ご飯は炊けたし、カレーも。味付けはこんなものかな。
Come to think of it, even though she'd fed me once before, I'd never actually seen her cook. Akari looked like she was having a lot of fun.
ケイスケ、おいしいって言ってくれるかな。
Her? What? Why did she mention my name? This wasn't one of my weird virgin fantasies, right? It may have been a failed attempt, but I did try to kiss her in the caverns. An adorable, sexy presence I just couldn't ignore. Was it because of how much time we'd been spending together? Whenever I was with Akari, it just kind of felt great. No, peeking was tacky and there wasn't any point in it. It wasn't like she was changing clothes or anything. I had actually come here because Senpai told me to ask when dinner would be, but I was a little ashamed to look her in the face at this point. Whatever Keisuke has returned. Dinner should be ready any time now.
はいご苦労様でした
Ah, I felt like one hell of a loser right now. Before much longer, Akari's homemade curry found its way into the committee room.
いただきまーす。
召し上がれ
The moment my stomach guided me to scoop up a spoonful of curry was when I cried out from the overwhelming sweetness that overtook my mouth. Kureha and Aoi stared intently at their plates with a perplexed look on their faces.
あらあら
However, I appeared to be the only one who was shaken. Neither Senpai Kana nor Kumakichi looked surprised as they tasted Akari's curry.
口に合わなかっ
Oh, it's really good. I thought they were potatoes, and it surprised me when they ended up being sweet. I quickly refuted Akari's worries. I wasn't lying, it really was a delicious meal.
これは桃
Kureha fiddled around with the curry's contents with her spoon and seemed to have discovered the source of the sweetness.
た。桃の時期まだだし、桃缶なんだけど。
Peaches in curry? That idea never occurred to me. It wasn't unusual for people to use apples in curry though.
だってうちのカレーずっとこれよ。
I'm afraid most people don't put peaches in curry.
うちだけ。
だと思いますよ
でもこのカレーを食べると、ああ、あかりのカレーだって思うよね。
そうですね
そうだったの。
It would seem Kana and Kumakichi had eaten Akari's peach curry before.
ケイスケ、本当に美味しい。
Akari looked up at me anxiously. Oh, when she gazed up at me like that, how should I put it? It really provoked a desire to protect her. Yeah, it really is. It's sweet, but delicious. I just wasn't expecting the peaches was all.
本当に
As you know, I can't lie.
ありがとう
Akari shot me a bashful yet delighted smile. For that brief moment, I was positively fascinated by her.
美味しいはずですあかりちゃんの愛情たっぷりですから
恋の甘い味、すなわちスイート。
もういい加減にしないと怒るわよ。
でもわかりますよ好きな人に美味しい美味しいって食べてもらえるととっても嬉しいですよね
だから好きな人ってそういうのよくわからないし。
When our eyes briefly met, she instantly hung her head. Akari's face and ears flushed a deep shade of red as she squirmed and rocked in place. It was such a feminine, adorable gesture. She was strong, kind, and level-headed, yet somehow careless, stubborn, and unreliable, a girl I couldn't help but be attracted to. It made me wonder if maybe I was falling in love with Akari.
カレーおかわり。
はいはい
And on the other hand, my sister Aoi was stress-eating her curry. By the way, how much progress did we end up making today? I asked the leader of our little investigative group, Kana, and sipped on some post-meal tea with a full stomach.
そうそう聞いてください今日はあかりちゃんが覚えていた一文の王の証についての記述を見つけました
本当？
まず王の証の王とはこの島を治め始めた吉備津彦の御事つまり桃太郎さんのことだったんですそして証とは吉備津宮の秘宝生命の桃を指します
The peaches of life? I think the fake Ura mentioned something about it too.
ああ、そっか。そ ことだったのね。道理であそこにないわけだわ。
Akari let out a quiet sigh to Kana's comment.
どういうことだ？
生命の桃は吉備津宮家のルーツにもつながる秘宝中の秘宝なの。詳しい隠し場所は私も知らないけど、屋敷のどこかに厳重に保管してるって話は聞いたことあるわ。生命の桃は特殊な木に実る腐らない果物。おそらくその木が私と圭介が落ちた場所に植えてあったのよ。あそこにあった3つの岩の風化具合から見ると、もう随分と前、数百年前に屋敷の方に移されたんじゃないかしら。
Now it makes sense. The fake Ura must have been looking for the Peaches of Life based on outdated information written in this book, and then she tailed us when we went into the cavern.
ええ、洞窟の奥に生命の桃があると勘違いしたってわけね。
So, what effect do these Peaches of Life have?
食べると人体の能力を何倍にも引き上げ、どんな病も跳ねのける強靭な肉体を手に入れることができるって伝えられてるわ。伝承では吉備津彦の命桃太郎はそれを食べて鬼退治に臨んだっていう話よ。
それって
Aoi and I faced each other. The Urabe family's Oni powers were obtained by eating a bodily augmentation mystic treasure, and according to Grandpa, it was the same one Kibitsuhiko had used. Which meant the Kibitsumiya family's mystic treasure, the Peaches of Life, were connected to the Phantom Thief Ura's Oni powers. The Kibitsumiyas and Urabes were seriously connected in the strangest of ways. I would expect nothing less from the Momotaro and Oni of lore. Well, our treasure hunt may have failed, but getting to learn more about the island's secrets and legends made it all worthwhile.
歴史って本当に面白いですよね。またはしゃぎすぎちゃいました。
We all laughed in unison and watched the momentarily exuberant Kana go red in the face. Like so, our somewhat carefree training camp quietly drifted into the night of its third day.